Minute to go. Here's Gross. Open for a moment. Hoagland wouldn't go. We'll have a jump ball. Kusler and Massey. Scott Kusler and Jerry Massey jumping. And it's going to be handled by Gross. Fires from 15. No good. He hasn't found the range tonight. We got a whistle and a foul.
Over the back on Burkhardt. Or Hoagland, I guess.
His second, and the 1-1 is in effect now for Aberdeen. They'll shoot 1-1. Well, Kusler's at the line for the first time. One field goal for 2 points. Randy Gross is really off target tonight, Mike, and compared to last night. He hasn't got that many really good shots. 8 seconds. Bucks will go for one here. 5-4. Gross bottled up, but he's fouled by Mike Goldman. That's his third. 1-1 not in effect for Yankton yet. They've got 3 seconds to try to score here. Comes into Gross. He's open. Short. There's the horn. End of the first half. And it's an Aberdeen 1-point lead. Aberdeen Central 14. Yankton 13. So it's practically a brand new ball game as we start the third quarter. Aberdeen Central leading 14-13. Burkhardt and Vogt will jump. Here's the tip. Going to be controlled by Eisenbeis for Aberdeen. As the Eagles move to the basket on your left here in the second half. Kusler shut off. Out to Goldman. Eisenbeis. Here's Hansen. Goldman. Vogt. Rebounded by Johnson for the Bucks. Burkhardt made the save.
Oh, great play by Hansen.
Great save there by Hansen after his bounce stopped him, and he caught the ball. Scooped it back into Eisenbeis.
You got to have hands like a shortstop to handle that play.
Vogt. Kusler pumps it up. Rolling in for him. A 3-point Aberdeen Central lead.
And that's their biggest.
Eagles are pressing a bit, but the Bucks have a little trouble with it. Gross to Burkhardt. Outside to Johnson. Over to Hoagland. Corner to Tykrow back in the ball game. Gross driving in. Good move by Gross. Well, they can't stop him all night, I'm sure.
Valley got inside the defense one of the few times he's been able to this year, or tonight rather.
Eisenbeis out to Hansen. This is Kusler. We have a foul in the lane on Eisenbeis. Very few fouls in the first half. 4 against Aberdeen Central, 5 against Yankton. So the Bucks on the move now. Mitch Johnson in the forecourt. We're in the second minute of play of the third quarter. Shot by Johnson is short. Rebound. Here's Gross. He's off target again.
Kusler just called down his 10th.
Kusler. Here's Eisenbeis open at 18. Vogt. Foul is on Hansen, his first. Second team foul against the Eagles.
And she's a little rough underneath.
Both teams are not slacking off on that board work.
Randy Burkhardt really went after that last rebound.
Johnson driving against Goldman over to Tykrow. Back to Johnson. 5.5 to play in the third quarter. It's 16-15 Aberdeen. Tycro. Aberdeen in the zone. Here goes Gross again, shovels it off to Tycro. He got it. Check that, Hoagland. Number 35, we thought it was 15. Hoagland.
And the Bucks take the lead again.
4 points for Mason Hoagland. Hansen taking the roll there. Here's Eisenbeis. Outside to Goldman. Kusler. Hansen. Rebound Gross for Yankton. Almost a steal by Goldman. He want to be careful. He's got 3 fouls.
Mason Hoagland may be a key here for the Bucks, Jim. They've kind of let him go a little bit and concentrated on Gross and Burkhardt underneath. He's had 4 or 5 pretty good shots tonight.
Traveling violation. Ramin will check in for Glenn Hansen for the Aberdeen Golden Eagles. 4:25 to play in the third quarter. It's a 1-point lead for Yankton. 17-16. Kusler. Bounce pass to Goldman to the corner. Outside to Vogt. Back to Ramin. Now to Goldman again. Here's Vogt. Going around Burkhardt. Nice move. Doug Vogt's first field goal of the game gives him 3 points. And Aberdeen Central takes the lead by 1. Seesaw back and forth now. Tycro. Rebound Kusler again. Previous 2 meetings this year, not many points apart. Aberdeen won 52-50 at Aberdeen. Fast break, lead pass to Mitch Johnson, got an easy one. And then Yankton won at home 52-46. So they're batting again for the 3rd time here, and it's a 19-18 Yankton lead.
Got 2 turnovers in a row now. The Bucks are trying to run a bit.
Tycro. Outside, here's Gross from 18. He got it. 6 points for Gross, and the Bucks up by 3. Ramin. Outside Eisenbeis. 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Yankton leading 21-18. Running down to 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Kusler gives to Goldman. Terry Small giving him some directions on the bench there. Both
trying to get some movement on offense. They're not moving without the ball. Standing around, you can see 3 of them right there.
Here's Kusler over to Goldman. Yankton defense got them pushed way outside now.
Well, they're going to have to move, Jim. They're standing. There's still 3 of them standing. They're going to have to get some penetration towards the basket. Now 4 of them standing.
Eisenbeis outside to Kusler. Goldman goes all the way under. Reverse layup. He blew it. Rebound will have a foul over the shoulder on Hoagland, I believe. Nope. It's on Vogt. His second, 13 foul against Aberdeen Central. Yankton on the attack. Over to Tycro. He'll take it across the line. Minute 15 to play, third quarter. Hoagland deep on the wing. In the corner to Tycro. Here's Gross. Got it. Foul on Eisenbeis. Basket count.
Well, again, they had Gross pushed out farther than he'd like, Jim, but he finally banged one home from out there. And
Gross trying to make it a 3-point play, and he does.
He's got 7 points now in the second half. This ties the Bucks' biggest lead at 6 points.
9 points for Randy Gross. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Yankton with a 6-point lead now. Aberdeen Central still standing around.
There's no movement on offense at all, Jim.
Goldman, here's Vogt. Deflected away, trying to get it to Kusler underneath. Tycro.
They may go for just one shot now.
To Johnson with a half minute to play in the third quarter. Johnson to Gross. 20 seconds to play. Burkhart to Hoagland, back to Burkhart. Johnson looks at the clock. There's now 10 seconds to play. Gross, baseline, fires it up. It's going to be short. Out of bounds to Aberdeen. They got 4 seconds. And Massey will check in for Yankton and replace Mitch Johnson. And Harley Meyer will come back in, replacing Burkhart. Only 4 seconds to play in the quarter. Aberdeen will have to hurry. Long pass up to Goldman. 3 seconds, 2. No foul. There's the buzzer. The end of the third quarter. It's Yankton 24, Aberdeen Central 18.
Oh, I'd like to get to know ya, have a chance to show ya, round for just a while. Take you to places, meet some brand new faces, share a Coke and make you smile. Coca-Cola, Coke adds life, but when you see in the town, it's really nice to get to know ya, have a Coke and show ya, round for just a while. Coca-Cola adds life, and everybody wants it.
Tappan microwave ovens cook the way you cook. You want touch control cooking with a memory to start, defrost, bake, and warm? Tappan has it. You want a probe to cook just until the meal is done? Why, sure, Tappan has it. And this browning coil replaces the old-fashioned browning dish. Tappan browning units are built in, not thrown in. Don't settle for less. Ask for Tappan.
See Brody's Appliance in Sioux Falls, Carl's TV and Appliance in Yankton, or Eldon's Hardware in Leota, Minnesota.
Well, Jim, the Bucks got her cranked up a bit in that third quarter. They hit 5 of 9 for 56%. The Eagles still having their problems. 2 of 7, only 29%.
The tip for the fourth and final quarter in the final 8 minutes of this semifinal round game of the 1978 South Dakota State Class A basketball tournament from the Rushmore Plaza Civic Center in Rapid City. Shot up by Hansen, no good. Battle for the rebound, and Burkhart. Hansen out fighting for the rebound, and Burkhart went up and blocked the shot, and he might have turned an ankle. That will be a tragic loss to Yankton. I think he's going to be all right, though. He's slipping around. Let's see if John Ehret's on his feet at the bench. Let's see if he will take him out for a moment anyway.
He's checking it out. He wants a timeout.
Yankton will take a timeout to give Randy Burkhart time to see about that ankle. He's slipping slightly as he goes off the floor there, as you see him. But I'm sure he'll be all right. So, apparently turned an ankle a bit, but he's okay, and he's going to remain in the game. We're happy for that. Hate to see these boys injured when they're playing so hard.
I don't believe he's 100% though, Jim.
Eisenbeis to Hansen. Outside to Eisenbeis again. 24-18 Yankton. 7.5 minutes to play. There's Vogt. Blew the shot.
Oh, he's missed a lot of them underneath.
Gross with the rebound for the Bucks. Johnson on the back line. Burkhart. Nycro's shot is short, and the rebound is going to be handled by the Golden Eagles. Here comes Goldman. To Kusler. Eisenbeis. Hansen. Kusler. Hansen lost it. Off the leg of Hansen. Yankton's ball.
The Eagles looked like that time down. They were getting a little more movement on offense. That's what they need.
Tycro driving against a bit of a press there. Cross court to Johnson, down to Gross. Kusler trying to shut him off at the baseline. Back out to Burkhart, to Gross. And to Johnson, brings away outside. Side to Hoagland, back out to Johnson. Here's Gross. He's warmed up now. That's his 4th field goal in the second half. He has 11 points.
Biggest lead.
8-point lead for the Bucks. Kusler. We've gone almost 2 minutes in this quarter, and Aberdeen Central has not yet scored.
Well, they only got 4 points in the third quarter.
While Yankton scored 11. There it is.
Goldman.
8 points for Goldman. Glenn Hansen will check out, and Ramin will come in, number 22 for Aberdeen Central. Hoagland over to Johnson. Yankton 26, Aberdeen Central 20. 5.5 to play in the game. Gross, ball away, long jumper. Rebound Ramin. He really snared that one. He'll bring it up. Over to Eisenbeis. Foul on Johnson. First team foul against Yankton. Now, a little later on, we may see that free throws will play a vital part of this game. Aberdeen Central has been charged with 4, so the next Aberdeen foul will put Yankton in the 1-and-1. Vote. Ramin got a second shot. Burkhart cleared it out. A steal by Eisenbeis from Mitch Johnson.
Only the 5th turnover by the Bucks.
Kept out of bounds by Johnson.
Terry Small down on the Eagle bench, down on one knee, Jim, trying to direct some movement in this offense. You can see him right there in about the center of your picture.
That's Yankton's 5th turnover of the game. They had 22 last night. Here's Eisenbeis to Boat. We got a holding foul on Hoagland, and that's his 3rd. Second team foul against Yankton. Goldman will put it in play for the Eagles. To Eisenbeis, to Kusler. Here's Ramin. Oh, charging foul on Ramin.
I'll tell you, Randy Gross did a heck of a job getting in front right at the right time.
That's the 5th team foul against the Eagles, but will not shoot because it was an offensive foul. But Yankton is now in the 1-and-1 situation.
And Harley Meyer for the Bucks replaced Mason Hoagland.
4:25 to play in this contest. 26-20 Yankton. The winner will meet Watertown in the championship game with this 43rd annual South Dakota State Class A tournament. There's a scooped up there by Eisenbeis. The lead pass to Goldman. He couldn't get to it.
Terry Small again. He wants a timeout, as you can see.
And he gets it with 4:11 to play. It's Yankton 26, Aberdeen Central 20.
They were after you as soon as that closing horn.
They were gathered over there giving us the old razzmatazz.
The price you pay for going out on the limb.
You bet. The limb broke on us on that one.
Well, you got the B right. You can't get them all right.
All right. Bucks are on the attack with 4:07 to play in this game, and they own a 6-point lead over the Golden Eagles of Aberdeen Central. Tycro to Randy Gross. They want to run some time off that clock.
Yeah, they can afford to. They've got a 6-point lead. There you just briefly saw John Ehret, the Yankton coach.
Mitch Johnson across the circle to Meyer, Tykrow.
Long time to hold it, over 3.5 minutes left. That can seem like an eternity.
There's the steal. The foul will be on Gross.
Well, he didn't move under quite quick enough that time.
That was Bill Gate who committed the timeout for the Golden Eagles, who made the steal, and will be, the foul was on Randy Gross.
And John Arrett of the Bucks wants a timeout.
So with a timeout at 3:28 to play in the game, it's Yankton 26, Aberdeen 20.
Well, they've got a couple to go yet. Aberdeen has 4, so the next foul on them, the Bucks will shoot.
And we mentioned Bill Gate had just come in, and now he's gone back out of the ball game. This is Kusler. They'll have to start scoring in a hurry here.
Well, they've only got 6 points in the second half.
That's Vogt. 5 points for Doug Vogt. It's a 26-22 ball game.
Well, he threw it away again, trying to get it to Gross underneath. He comes back and hammers Kusler. And like about this time in the first game, the crowd is coming to life. 3:03 left. Aberdeen now has a chance to cut the lead down to 2.
Kusler on the side, 2:55 to play. Goldman. The least number of points in championship round play was 33. Kusler got it.
6 straight points by the Eagles.
26-24. This has got to be one of the lowest scoring semifinal round games in a long, long time. Burkhart. 2:30 to play. Yankton with a 2-point lead.
Almost identical ball games. Jim Mitchell in the first one had an 8-point lead.
I don't think anybody would figure that these two semifinal games would be as low scoring as they are, with some great shooting. Arnie Meyer made that save. Tykrow. Johnson to Tykrow. Out to Gross. 2 minutes to play. 26-24 Yankton.
Boy, Tykrow was loose underneath. Nobody saw him.
Mitch Johnson. Gross at the outside. Meyer in trouble, and a jump ball.
Well, they trapped him pretty good.
They got him trapped in the corner. And we've got an Aberdeen timeout with 1:37 to play. Well, Mike, the minds are beginning to work on the bench. You can almost hear them clicking down there.
Well, in the first game, from here on out, we had about a half a dozen timeouts, and I don't see anything differently tonight. We're starting to say almost identical ball games. That first game, the Mitchell Colonels had an 8-point lead with about 2 minutes left to go, and Watertown kept chipping away, finally got the thing tied and went ahead and won the thing. And tonight, just moments ago, early in the fourth quarter, Yankton had a 26-18 lead, and now the Eagles are chopping away. It's 26-24. And during the timeout, Mason Hoagland checks back into the Buck lineup. I don't know who went out. They're still huddled around, and they're possibly Harley Meyer.
1 minute, 37 seconds of playing time remaining in the ball game. Watertown won the opener in a low-scoring affair, 42-38. Aberdeen Central scored only 4 points in the third quarter, while Yankton was scoring 11. It was 24-18 Yankton at the end of 3 quarters. Jump ball, Kusler and Meyer. Gold will control it.
And they can tie it here.
Hoagland.
At a minute and a half.
Hoagland did not come into the lineup. As we indicated, we saw him checking in at the officials table, but he did not come in. There's a steal now by Mitch Johnson. 1:15 to play. Yankton owning a 2-point lead, 26-24. Coach Terry Small down on one knee at the Aberdeen bench. Tension on both benches. Now we have 60 seconds to play. And Yankton has the lead. Hoagland is down with the bench, but hasn't had a chance to come into the game yet. Tipped away and out of bounds. Yankton's ball.
And Terry Small of the Eagles wants the timeout. Jim, the reason Hoagland didn't get in, he was coming in for Harley Meyer, and Meyer was jumping. So he can take a timeout.
All right, the Bucks will put it in play right there. You see Mitch Johnson. 52 seconds, the clock running now. Gross going, and he lost the ball out of bounds.
Tipped out by Kusler.
Kusler got his hands on it. Johnson again will put it in play under the, just to the right of the Bucks basket in the corner to Gross. Tipped away. Loose ball will have a jump ball. Gross and Boat. So don't go away. 42 seconds to play. 26-24 Yankton.
And the Bucks have had several turnovers in the last couple of minutes. There's a good shot of John Ehret.
The tip. Right into the hands of Mitch Johnson, or Tycro rather. Down the corner to Hoagland. Outside to Johnson with 30 seconds. And a foul on Kusler. The 1-and-1 for Yankton. This could be a big one. And Gross is the 77% free throw shooter.
He had a bundle of them last night against Lincoln.
Last night.
And we've got another timeout. Who's this one?
Let's first check. Hoagland. Goldman had 17 points. He has only 8 right now. Only 2 points in the second half. Aberdeen Central in the fourth quarter has scored 6 points. Yankton has scored only 2. At the line, Randy Gross. He's 1 out of 1, 11 points. 1-and-1. Well, that was a big one. It's a 3-point lead now. They can make it 4. And he does. 3 out of 3. 13 points for Gross.
Eagles will have to hurry now. They'll have to fire something up quick.
Eisenbeis all the way in. Didn't get it. Foul is on Burkhart. His third. That's only the 4th team foul, but this will be a 2-shot free throw for Eisenbeis. He is scoreless tonight. First time at the line. This is the first free throw in the second half for Aberdeen. They had only 5 the first half, hit 2 out of 5. Yankton 1 out of 2 in the first half. Eisenbeis' first point.
Again, you see Terry
There's
Small.
Terry Small on the Aberdeen Central bench. Burkhart brings it out of the pack. Will have a foul on both. And Burkhart of the line with a 1-and-1 with 17 seconds to play.
Couple here would about ice it, I think, Jim. Burkhart, since he turned that ankle, hasn't been nearly as mobile underneath. On that drive of Eisenbeis, had he been 100%, he might have stopped the whole play without fouling.
Burkhart has not scored in the second half. He had 7 in the first half. 1 out of 2 from the line. 1-and-1 here. There he is, the 6'6" senior. Workhorse. Oh, he got it. That may do it. That's a 4-point lead for Yankton with 17 seconds. Rubber game between these two ball clubs. Didn't get it. Rebound is picked off by Hansen. 15, 14 seconds. Goldman almost lost it. He'll fire. Off target. Rebound. Eisenbeis got it. His first field goal. 3 points. 2 seconds. 1 second to play. And a foul on Gross.
I think Aberdeen, Jim, was out of timeout, so they would have called one right after that basket and saved themselves about 8 or 9 seconds.
No, the foul was on number 32, Kusler of Aberdeen. With 1 second to play, and Yankton leads 29-27, and it would appear, Mike, right now that we have, or will have, a new state Class A champion as the defending champions are about to be dethroned.
Well, I don't know what you can do with 1 second, especially if you don't have the basketball. If you have the ball, you've got some sort of a shot. If they miss the free throw, they're going to have to heave it about 9/10 of the length of the floor, and that would be about as big a miracle shot as you could possibly ask for. There you see the Yankton cheering section. They must have about 300 or 400 students, Jim.
Oh, easily.
They cover over half of that west bleacher over there.
Aberdeen has a tremendous turnout here just below us, too. This whole section is filled with Aberdeen students. Well, it's been a great game. And somebody has to lose and somebody has to win. But we've seen two fine basketball teams here. Randy Gross at the line, 13 points. And we have 3 out of 3 from the line. He's 15 in a row now in this tournament without a miss. 2 shots, they say.
Well, that did it.
4 out of 4. Second shot for Gross. That'll do it. 5 out of 5, 15 points. And the ball game is over. And the new state champion will be crowned tomorrow night. The Aberdeen Golden Eagles dethroned by the Yankton Bucks tonight, but not after one of the tightest battles we've seen in a long time as the coaches exchange handshakes down there on the floor. And it gives us a matchup tomorrow night of Watertown against Yankton and another ESD a battle, Mike, as we had 4 teams from the Eastern South Dakota Conference in the semifinals tonight. The final score, Yankton 31, Aberdeen Central 27. We'll be back with a wrap-up in a moment.